What's going on, peeps? Appreciate you all coming back. Thanks again. Share it. Keep liking it. Let these videos play through. And yeah, spread the word. I really appreciate all the support. So thank you for that. And that's my shameless plug to the channel. Today I want to talk about these high king fin Lyretail swords, which is I've got a lot of fry. Really a lot of fry. So here we go. Check it out. Let me first take a sip of coffee this morning. Happy Sunday morning to you. You should know right now I love coffee. I decided I'm going to flip the script. I'm going to go with a care guide. And it's just kind of a care guide that's informational sites about this fish say how to care for them. So, you know, the swordtails are normally found in the wild, in rivers and streams. So they do prefer current, and I will say that it's a mixed bag for me and my fish. Some of them are in tanks with current, and some of them are not. So there's that. They're omnivores, so they'll eagerly just consume a wide variety of foods. That's ranging from plant matter, so if you have plants you got to be careful there, and they'll even eat algae, which is kind of cool. They've got to be really starving. You gotta not feed them, I think, for them to start going into that. They'll eat meaty foods and small insects. I haven't done insects. I've done bloodworms, and they'll take them. They love them. What else? In nature they do prey on crustaceans, larvae, and small worms. I just said bloodworms, so yeah, that makes sense. I do feed them brine shrimp, baby brine shrimp. pH, they're tolerant. They're tolerant to a wide range of pH, from neutral at 7.0 all the way up to 8.5. I can attest to that. My local city water runs about somewhere between 8 and 8.2, and they're doing just fine there. Feedings, 2 to 3 times a day. I don't know about 3 times a day. I'll go 2. Consistently, I do 2 times a day with all my fish. Unless I'm just really busy, they might get a once a day feeding once in a while. That's, you know, that can happen. But, you know, they're not starving, and they don't look like they're mad at me over it. They just they greet me more when I come into the fish room. For sure, they're ready to eat if they didn't get their second feeding of the day prior. I'm feeding them flakes. TetraFlakes is what I'm feeding them. They'll do, like I said, they'll do bloodworms. They can do cyclops, dried algae flakes, or wafers. And like I said, brine shrimp, I definitely do that. I just think that feeding baby brine shrimp to my fish just helps them and promotes their natural instinct, since they're in tanks and not in the wild. It's just something I feel good about doing for them. Temperature range, also wide range, 65 Fahrenheit all the way up to about 82. If you're doing Celsius, that's like 18.3 to 27.8 Celsius. You can keep them in groups of 5 or more. For me, though, I've noticed personally that my males, most of them, they don't like each other. Because I've tried to put them all in a group, it's not happening. You know, I get a lot of fighting. So I pretty much had to go 1 in each tank, with the exception of where the female is. I've got 1 female and 5 males. So I ended up putting 2 males with the female together in 1 tank. The other males are in separate tanks. And I'm just going to show you, if you hadn't figured it out now, I'm just giving you like a montage here in the video while I'm talking. So you're going to see a pleco tank with one of my swords in there, and then you'll see like a tank I call miscellaneous. It's got some gouramis and some Australian rainbows, and I think that might be it. There might be a Siamese algae eater in there too. Then I've got guppies and mollies, and there's another guy, another male sword in that one, a real Lyretail in that one. So that's pretty much it for the care guide. It's pretty simple. They're a very easy fish to keep, to be honest with you. It's a beginner fish, beginner to moderate, and you know, people in the fish hobby, even advanced hobbyists will have these fish because of their color and how brilliant they are and how beautiful they are. So let me tell you how I got them, because that's the story. I ended up going to Guid. Was originally looking for another fish, which I found. But that's not the story here. The person I found on Guid sells a lot of fish online. Shout out to Mo Betta, where I got the fish I was originally looking for. Because of what I was paying for shipping, because he's out in Hilo, or she, I should say. They're out in Hilo, Hawaii. I was paying a little bit for shipping. Not a lot, not bank breaking, but you know, you want to pay overnight and all that good stuff. So this seller reached out to me and said, hey, listen, for what you're paying for shipping and the box that I'm using, you've got room to purchase anything else from a selection that I have available. You can go here. He sent me a link and I saw all the fish he had. And that's how I landed on the high kingfin Lyretail. The prices, it's a beautiful fish, and you're going to pay a little bit more for an established male that's already got the finnage and just beautiful. You're going to pay a little bit for that, kind of a little bit of a premium price. And I just felt like I'll go with the better deal. And the better deal for me was 6 fry, unsexed, because you can't, when they're small, you don't know what they are yet till they start growing out, right? 6 for like, I don't know, maybe $40. I thought, let me do that. I'll roll the dice there, and let's see how many males and females I get. Walked into the fish room one day where I had the 2 males in a heavily planted 20 long with the female. These 2 males they were the ones that were fighting the least together, so that's why I chose them. And I walked into the fish room one day, and I saw that one of the males was missing its tail. So I thought, okay, so obviously some fighting was happening, and he lost his tail. I don't think these fish are like lizards and they can just detach their tail. So something happened. Well, let's switch back to some research. What you should be doing when you buy a fish, regardless of what you want to do with it, whether you're going to breed it or whether you're going to just keep it as one of your fish in your display tank, do your research, right? That's like the number one rule before you buy your fish. Do your research on the fish. Find out what the care guide list is for the fish, the water parameters, all of that good stuff first. Especially if you want to breed them, you got to know what's going on there. And so what I found out was once I put them in the tank, these 3 together, thinking I was going to breed them, the high kingfin Lyretail males, the very flamboyant, long finnage, and high dorsal tail or high dorsal fins. These fish here are ornamentals, and these males are considered sterile because their sword tails are so long, and their gonopodium, which is the male appendage that is used to fertilize the eggs in the female, that when it comes time for spawning. And so what you need is like a regular normal male, not a high kingfin Lyretail, to get with the female. And because, of course, they have the high kingfin genes, you're going to get a percentage of that spawn when she does spawn that will be high kingfin Lyretails. Well, days later, check it out. I've got a lot of fry, so I feel like maybe I shot the moon. High kingfin Lyretail swordtail fish, freshwater. Are they easy to breed? Or are they, as what I've been reading, difficult? Did I shoot the moon? Did I get lucky? Very excited about the prospects of how many beautiful high kingfin Lyretails I'm going to end up with, and I'm already searching for a display tank to put them in at some point here in the future. So thanks for joining me. I hope you guys have a great Sunday, and that's what's going on in my fish room. We'll see you in the next one. Like and subscribe. Be good, y'all.